Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 24-Hour Horror-A-Thon, spooky edition. There's nothing particularly spooky about it, being that it's November 1st, and we sort of missed spooky season a little bit. But this was the most convenient weekend that is closest to the last weekend of October, and I like to do these on the last weekend of the month. So here we are in November, officially celebrating our October round of the 24-Hour Horror-A-Thon. Thank you for joining. If you're just here for reading sprints, that's totally fine too. You can read whatever you want and feel free to hang out with us. If you're here specifically with the readathon and you are not a part of the Discord, I highly encourage you to join the Discord because that's where we do all of our chatting. I think I forgot to link it to the description of this video, but if you look at any other video of mine, it's in the description. It's always linked in the description of my videos, and it's completely free. And then you can just chat along with everyone who's reading for the next 24 hours. The buddy read for this round is Halloween Fiend by C.V. Hunt. So this is what I'm going to be reading tonight. If you would like to read it along with me, that would be cool. If you want to read something else, that's also cool. But this is a pretty brief little horror novella. I think it comes in right around 100 pages. And I have a bookmark in here, but that's just for show. I have not started it yet. This is about a town where they have this creature named Halloween who haunts the town. So excited to see what that's all about. Feels very on theme for the holidays. And I don't know much more about it. So it'll be a surprise for me. With a short book, I don't like to know too much anyways. So that should be a good time. And I'm going to try to read the whole thing on sprints like I usually do. With it being shorter, that feels pretty achievable for today. Sometimes they're a little longer and sometimes I don't finish the whole thing on sprints, but I think we can do it today. And caveat, disclaimer, note, I recently had COVID and the cough will not go away. So I'm probably gonna be coughing a lot. Sorry for that. I will try to mute myself if it gets excessive when I'm coughing because that's not very fun to hear on your end of the screen. Yeah, I think that's all the housekeeping. If you have been a part of the 24-Hour Horror-A-Thon before, thank you for coming again. If it's your first time, you can let me know that in the chat too. And welcome and thank you for joining. I do this every other month, and it always starts with a buddy read and reading sprints on the Friday night, and then we do a movie watch together on Saturday. So this round, our buddy watch is going to be the new movie Salem's Lot, the new version of the movie Salem's Lot that is on HBO. We're going to be watching that tomorrow evening, and typically I start those at 8 p.m. Eastern as soon as the readathon ends. I might bump it up a little bit tomorrow and do it a little earlier than usual and officially end out the readathon time with the movie watch. So stay tuned for that. I will let you all know in the Discord what the deal is with that because the Discord is where we chat for watching the movie. So if you're interested, like I said, make sure you're in the Discord. Updates will be there. And yeah, that's all my housekeeping. Let me know what you all are going to be reading tonight. And if you have a TBR for the readathon, you can let me know what books are on your radar for the next 24 hours. There's the cough. Knew it was coming. And yeah, I think that's it for me. I believe that this is going to be the main thing I read for the readathon is mostly what I read tonight. I don't think I'll finish another book tomorrow. I did just read Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy, which is a novella. I read that yesterday all in one day, and I should have just saved it for the readathon, and then it would have officially fit in the readathon time. But that was really good. So if you're looking for another horror novella to add to your TBR, I would recommend that one. I gave it 5 stars, and I thought it was really fun. So let's see what everybody is going to be reading. Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. Nice. I started the first book in that series once before, but I was doing it on audio, and I feel like if I were to read it, I would want to read it physically, so I didn't end up continuing with it. But I hope you're enjoying that. Started Halloween Fiend, and I'm excited to continue it. Nice. Hopefully it's going good so far. Let me turn that off as well. I know, it's such a good cover. I feel like I really noticed the covers of the buddy reads for the readathons because for the thumbnail of the reading sprints, I always like blow up the cover and put it in the background of the thumbnail. And so this whole top thing is, I mean, you've seen the thumbnail if you're here, you've seen it. But I was like, wow, I didn't even realize there was like a skull in the pumpkin face. It's a very good cover. And this is from Grindhouse Press, which I think is an indie pub. So really nice work. That means they knew a good cover artist that they were able to work with to design that. So that's cool. I need to get to One Dark Window soon. It's been staring at me for months. I know, I've heard such good things about it. It seems like it was a really big book this year. First timer, welcome. Thank you for joining. Reading Mary by Nat Cassidy. I think that we'll break from that to join the buddy read. Nice. I really liked Mary as well. That's funny. I was just talking about Nat Cassidy. In the process of recovering from COVID that I've had all this week, and it's been brutal. Take water breaks. Thanks, Andrea. I hope you're feeling better too. This is not my first time having COVID, but it's my first time having this cough for so long after COVID. I had COVID 2 weeks ago, I think now. And every day I wake up and I'm like, God, the cough is with me another day. It just will not go away. But today's the first day that I felt like it's getting a little bit better and I'm not coughing between every other sentence. It was to the point where I was coughing. Like I could not speak. I was not going to be able to do reading sprints if it was as bad as it was. But we are much improved now. So that is good. And I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Jackie. Happy November. Already read Halloween Fiend. Not sure what I'm reading tonight. Yeah, there's a decent selection of very Halloween specific horror novellas that are relatively popular. And I'm surprised that I have not gotten around to this one yet. But it felt like now is a good time to finally get it off the TBR. I think the voting was between this and Dark Harvest. I can't remember if Dark Harvest was the movie watch option or the novella option. But I did try to read Dark Harvest before and I didn't love it. So I still have not read that. But I do want to watch the movie at some point just to know what it is. Well, I guess it's about the same time, the same length to watch a movie and reading a novella because they are shorter. I was thinking like the time of reading a full-length novel, but I didn't love the writing style. So I'll probably try the movie at some point. But then there's this one. It's really popular. Halloween horror novella, The Autumn Crow books by Cameron Chaney. Is that right? Which we did that 2 years ago for the 24-hour horror-a-thon, which is crazy that we've been doing it this long, but I'm able to say 2 years ago. Last year, we did a special edition. If you were with us, you might remember, where we did, instead of 24 hours in one weekend, we split it up into 4 weekends, 6 hours each Friday, because there were 4 Fridays last October. So we read 4 different novellas and we watched 4 different movies together. And I don't think any of the buddy reads were overly Halloween themed. I think they were all just like different subgenres of horror that we ended up reading. I'm looking back to the Instagram to remember. Let's see. So we ended up reading To Be Devoured by Sarah Tantlinger, Ling Hun by Ai Zhang, which was a book I really liked, The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Kaw, and The Vessel by Adam Neville. I feel like we should read more Adam Neville with the 24-hour horror-a-thon because I feel like he's got a long backlist and some novellas in there, and I'm interested in his stuff. So we'll probably see him again in the polling coming up soon. And then the movies we watched were Creep, which I really liked. I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. I look like I have the worst eyesight ever, but it's just so tiny on my screen. Night Books, which I ended up not watching that one because I was away a weekend in October, so I wasn't able to watch that with everybody else. And then The Ritual, which was paired with the Adam Neville book, because that's based on another book he wrote. And I really liked that one too. So we had a pretty successful October last year. Hopefully this will be another good one. And then I'll feel like I've covered most of my basis of the popular Halloween horror novellas, but we'll have to find something else for next year, some more themed stuff for October. If COVID brain cooperates, I would love to finish 13th Child. COVID brain is the worst. It's the worst. And I have such a tendency to, and I feel like a lot of people have this, but like when I have something wrong with me, I have such a tendency to believe that I'm going to be stuck with that thing forever and that I'm never going to feel better again. Like, when your nose gets stuffed up and you're like, I can't even remember what it feels like to breathe normally. And when I had COVID brain, I was just like, oh, how am I ever going to process complex thoughts again in my life? But that part has gone away. All that I have left at this point is this nasty lingering cough. I haven't read The 13th Child, but I've heard of it and I've heard good things. I also need to get to Mary. It's in my pile. My TBR is light years long. They all are. All of our TBRs are so long. So good. Didn't go into it inspecting much. I was pleasantly surprised. Oh, nice. Slewfoot. That's a good seasonal read. Candy Cane Kills. That's a good option. I haven't read that one, but that sounds like it's in the theme nicely. Halloween Fiend isn't on. Oh, no. I thought it was. They must have recently taken it off. That's surprising. Maybe they take it off like specifically on Halloween so that you end up paying for it right when it's the most optimized for people to be finding it if they're searching for Halloween things. That's annoying. But either way, I hope you enjoy Halloween Fiend if you join with us. If not, you're going to have a great time with Mary. I can guarantee that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump on into our first sprint. We're going to be doing 45-minute sprints for as long as it takes me to get through the book, or sooner if my cough gets bad or I get tired or something. So we'll see how many rounds that takes. Probably 3 is what I'm thinking. We'll see how that goes. And I am also watching a live stream of the Taylor Swift concert tonight in Indianapolis because I just put my predictions in for Mastermind, which is kind of like fantasy football of what outfits you think she's going to wear. And so I do want to monitor to see how many points I'm collecting. So I'll be multitasking, but going to be jumping into the book. When we get back, I will let you know what it is about a little bit better and my first impressions of it. And I will see you all in 45 minutes. Okay, welcome back, everybody, from our sprint. Let me know what you read and how it went, or if you were doing something else, being productive. Let me know. I got to 50 pages, so I'm like exactly halfway through. So I think just one more sprint and I'll be done with the book. It's reading very, very quickly. I didn't like fully know what to expect with the story, as I never do. I never know what to expect because I don't read synopses very in depth, and I don't seek out much information about books before I read them. I just am interested and then I check it out. But am I liking it? It's not, it's perfect for Halloween. I feel like any other time of the year, I would not be in the mood for this, but this is a perfect Halloween book. It has this sense of dread and despair and small town, like not coziness, but just like small town living, slow living, feels like fall, but dreadful in a way. And I keep wanting to say cozy for some reason, but it's not. It's just very autumnal. It's very, very on theme for Halloween. And I can't imagine reading this at any other time of year. So I guess that's why Halloween's in the title, to let you know. Like, this is a Halloween book. The concept is that all these people who live in this town, it's a very small town. There's only like 100 people left living in this town because there's this creature that comes around. Sorry, I was trying to hold back that cough. There's a creature that comes around every single night, and his name is Halloween. And he wants treats. And if you don't give him treats, then he's got some tricks. And the synopsis doesn't really give away much information about what that means. It says they give a small live offering from each household. So the main character we're following is this guy who's living with his dad, and he gives away guinea pigs. So he breeds the guinea pigs, and then he has to sacrifice a guinea pig every single night to this monster. And the monster comes and it will eat the offering. The lady across the street does cats. It is just, it's grim. You know what? It's kind of giving me, oh my gosh, wait, what's it called? What is the show called? Over the Garden Wall. It kind of feels like Over the Garden Wall, which I've only seen a couple episodes of, like the first 2 episodes or something. But it kind of feels like that in a way, but darker, I guess. Anyway, so they sacrifice guinea pigs, and I used to have guinea pigs, and so I'm like, oh, I'm talking about their little squeaks, and I'm like, my favorite sound in the world used to be my guinea pig's little squeaks, and so that is sad, but it's graphic, but not like overly graphic, and I'm not overly sensitive to reading that. Obviously, I'm a human being, and I love guinea pigs, and so it's sad, but like, it's not terrible. Anyway, it makes you wonder, like, why do any of these people stay in this town? Because if you have to do this every single night, and if you don't do it, if you don't give an offering, bad things will happen. You might die. And I just can't imagine. There's nothing keeping you there. Why would you want to live there? I would get out of there. But that's why there's only 100 people left. And they're doing a fall festival that they do every year. And the main character, whose name is Barry, ends up getting roped into doing some of that. And he starts having some questions about this creature. And I feel like he is going to discover some own things about his own history and his family's history that will lead to some broader questioning about what's going on with the monster and why it operates this way, and where that originally started, and why everyone's just okay with living this way. So I like it. I think it's perfect for the season. Not like an all-time favorite, I guess, but it's like a very perfect book to read for Halloween. So going really well so far. And like I said, I think I'm going to finish it in the next sprint. I think for the next sprint, I might bump it up to 50 minutes just to give me a little bit of extra time to make sure I get through all of it, because I'm 50 pages in and I think it's like 103 pages total. So I might need a little bit more time. But yeah, I think I'll finish it the next sprint, and then I'll let you know final thoughts, final rating. But if that convinced you to pick it up, there's still plenty of time to pick it up because the readathon's just getting started. Okay, where were we? Okay, yeah, it does look like it was on in the beginning of the month, but is now not on KU, which is so annoying. Page 46 of Candy Cane Kills. Again, the second slaying. Oh, so this is the second book in that series. I haven't even read the first book. I don't even know what the first book is called. Tastes like candy? Something with candy in the name. I don't even know who that author is either. I'm going to look it up because now I'm curious. Brian McCauley. Oh, these are the Killer VHS series. What are these about? Wait, should we read this for December? Is the first one also Christmas themed? I'll share my tab so you can see what I'm seeing. So this is the second book. Let me find the first one. Oh, this is the same author of Curse of the Reaper. I haven't read that yet, but I do want to. Where's the first book? Where are your books, Brian McCauley? Is it connected to this one? That's weird. Okay, this is book one. Oh, Melonhead Mayhem. That doesn't sound connected at all. Are they each like a different theme? Oh, okay. So these are all by different authors. I see what's happening. This one looks cool. Teleportasm. So Candy Cane Kills can be read as the first book. Okay, it's the first one. I see your comments. Yeah, first one's Candy Cane Kills. Interesting. How long is it? 140 pages? Mayhaps a contender for December buddy read. That looks fun. Let me get back to this. Okay. Halfway through Mary, really liking it. Nice. There's just something really compelling about Nat Cassidy's writing. That's what I was thinking when I was reading Rest Stop yesterday, is his authorial voice is just so intriguing. It's so easy to open one of his books and just really fall into it and really feel very consumed with his writing style. So I've now read 3 things from him, and I gave all of them above a 3.5, at least I think. And now he's gotten a 5-star from me. So he is someone I will probably automatically pick up his books from now on. On page 81, it's slower than I would have expected for a quick read, but I'm not mad about it. Still invested in where it's going. Nice. I know. At first, I was like, I don't know about this because I love my guinea pigs, but yeah, the small squeaks. I know my guinea pigs used to squeak in the morning because we'd give them like lettuce or little carrots in the morning. And so when you woke up and they started walking around, they would just like go wild because they knew that their vegetables were coming. They were so sweet. Hi, Whitney. Just flipping through some books on my TBR to see what to read next. Let us know. Do you have some options? I just recently bought a bunch of books. So my TBR is very fun right now. I have not bought books in a long time. I have not been buying much. And I needed to pick me up. So I said, you know what? I am going to just look at all the books that have come out recently that I want to read. And also my library card's expired right now and I still haven't dealt with that. So I was like, I'm just going to buy them so I can have them and I can read them. And I got We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. I got The Examiner by Janice Hallett. I got Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy, which I've now read. I got the Christmas novella in the Benjamin Stevenson series. So it's like Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret or something like that. And what's the other one? And I got So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison, which will be my first Rachel Harrison. So I am so excited about my TBR right now. I feel like I needed that. I needed like new books because I'm so excited about the other books that are on my TBR that I've had there for a while, but something about just getting a new batch really makes you want to read. probably read that one next season if it's on KU again. Yeah, just try to catch it earlier in the month, I guess, in case they do this every year, which is so sneaky and rude if they do. But yeah, it's really good for Halloween. Enjoying Marrying Too Much to Stop. I made coffee to stay up and hopefully finish it. Fun. Reading The Haunting of Hill House. That's a good Halloween read as well. Hello. Thank you. Just finished rereading Twilight, but in a slump lately. Don't even know what to pick up next. I am well-ish, but if you weren't here in the beginning, I still have quite the lingering cough from COVID. So taking lots of water breaks and trying not to cough the whole time, but getting better. I feel like we're on the tail end of it, maybe, hopefully. For the love of God, I hope so. On the tail end. But rereading Twilight is fun. I don't know that I've ever reread it in my adult life, but I did read Midnight Sun when that came out in when was that? 2020? It was either 2020 or 2021. And I read that then. And that was a fun experience. I rewatch those movies all the time. I probably watch the Twilight movies all the way through upwards of 5 times a year, depending on the year. Some years I only end up watching it like once or twice. And some years I feel like I get kind of close to the double digits because they're just such a nostalgic watch. It's so easy to put on the weekend in the background. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people have been kind of slumpy lately. I feel like everyone in life has been kind of slumpy lately, just from people I've been talking to as well. It's always like hard when it's an election year and there's a lot of anxiety and stress stuff going on in the world with that. And then it just makes everything kind of slumpy. So take it easy, and don't pressure yourself if you're not feeling reading. That's what I've been doing. And it's nice when you do that and then you finally get the energy to read again. And yeah, just take the breaks you need. But if you do have something on your TBR, let me know and I'll help you decide what to read next. Like Candy King Kills. I feel like I've heard of it, but I know I'm talking about the book we were just talking about. I'm just talking about it again. I felt like I'd heard of it. I thought it had been around a lot longer. It looks like it was published last November. And that just sounds like a book that I've heard a lot about for a long time. So maybe I'm confusing it with another Christmas horror novella. But that would be a perfect option for December, which I'm going to be looking for very soon because December is going to be our next round of the 24-hour horror-a-thon, and we'll probably do it more like mid-December. I think that's what I usually do, trying to do it mid-December because end of December, so many holidays, people are traveling. I'm usually traveling, and it's a tough time to do something. So maybe like the second weekend in December is probably when we'll aim to do it. So I'll try to get information about it and voting out pretty soon after this readathon ends so we can all get prepared for what we'll be doing then. Okay. I am going to hop us back into our next sprint and I'm going to bump it up to 50 minutes because I have about 50 pages left. I think that'll work out correctly. But if I get too close to the end and just have like a couple pages left and I need another minute or two, I might just add another minute or two as we're reading. So that'll be a little bit flexible depending on that. And yeah, I'm going to finish this and I hope you all enjoy your reading and I'll see you in 50 minutes. Whoops. All right, everybody, welcome back. That was our last sprint because this was really quick and I finished it. So let me know how your reading went and any last thoughts before we wrap up the evening. My final thoughts on this book. I liked it. I wanted a little bit more from the second half, I guess. I was hoping to get a little bit more into the origin stories of this monster and maybe doing something about it, but the second half focuses more on like the carnival that they have in the town. And then I was looking at reviews and Goodreads, and a lot of people were talking about being shocked by the very ending. And so then I was like, wait, did I miss something? So I read the very ending again, and I guess I see what it's insinuating, but I didn't find it shocking. All in all, I think it was very good Halloween read, very good Halloween atmosphere. The monster is creepy and memorable and unique because it is this personification of Halloween, which is an interesting concept. The town was very atmospheric. The tone of the book was very atmospheric and dreadful. And yeah, I mean, for just like I sat down and read it in what, 2 45-minute sprints. So 90 minutes if you just are looking for a quick little Halloween read. If next year find yourself looking for something to sit and read while you're passing out candy, it'd be a good one. Or to read the night before Halloween, maybe. Can't imagine reading this in like the middle of May. I don't know that it would fit the best at a time like that, but for a Halloween book, it was good. I think I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. And if you end up reading it and you want to share your thoughts in the Discord, that would be great. And we can chat about it there. And yeah, I'll just wrap up these last couple of comments and then we'll close out the reading sprints. And the readathon will continue until tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let me close these out and then we'll do some closing words. I don't know what to read. I have Red in Tooth and Claw, Trespass Against Us, and Little White Lies borrowed from my library. I can't choose. I have heard of none of those books, surprisingly. So I will be absolutely no help. But I do like the sound of Red in Tooth and Claw. I don't know what that means, but it sounds intriguing. I think I might read a romance to get out of my slump. I need something happy. Oh, you know what? I was feeling kind of low and looking for something to read. And so I read Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez. It is a short story that is part of one of those Amazon original collections. And that collection in particular is about meet cutes, improbable meet cutes. And so I read Abby Jimenez's story because it was like 40 pages or something. And I love Abby Jimenez, and that was a good little read. As always, she has some like emotional real life stuff in there too, even though it's just 40 pages. I'm like, she's not gonna like hurt my heart in 40 pages, is she? She did somehow manage that, but it was very cute. And now I'm thinking I might check out some of the other short stories in that Improbable Meet Cute collection because there's one by Ashley Poston. So I'd be interested in reading from her. I think maybe Jasmine Guillory, who I haven't read from before yet, and some other authors that I recognized. So I have been liking those little Amazon collections of short stories because it's usually some authors they're very quick and easy to just read when you're feeling kind of slumpy and you want to feel the satisfaction of completing something. And I've had a good experience with the ones that I've read so far, romance and, some horror and thriller stuff that I've read before. So I don't know if you have to be a Prime member to read those for free. I am a Prime member, so I don't know if that's why I get them for free or if it's because of Kindle Unlimited. But I think it's Amazon. I think it's just because I have an Amazon account. So I would recommend checking those out if you have access to that. Skim the Book of Witching and the Bog Wife, but ended up sticking with Dreadful. I did try that one a couple months ago, or maybe just like a month and a half ago, Dreadful on audiobook. And I wasn't in the mood for it at the time, but it does seem like an intriguing premise, something kind of unique. I enjoyed it. 150 pages left to marry. Nat Cassidy is fairly top author for me. I feel love Nestlings and going to love Mary. I didn't love Rest Stop, but it wasn't bad. Well, Rest Stop is also survival, and people do not always love that. I feel like 90% of the time I love a survival thriller or horror book, but it's very often something that people don't like. So I could see why that one wouldn't necessarily be for you. But I agree. I think he's not like a top author for me in terms of he writes my favorite books ever, but he's a very consistently enjoyable author for me. So he's someone I've got on my radar at all times. Okay, so that puts a wrap on our reading sprints. I will drop some notes in the Discord of my thoughts on this book for anyone who couldn't make it to the sprints so that they can hear thoughts there as well. And then tomorrow we're going to be watching Salem's Lot. I will let you know what time we're going to do that, if we're going to stick to 8 p.m. or if we maybe move up to like 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Eastern, depending. But I'll let you know in the Discord for anyone who wants to join along for that. And yeah, I think that's it. So enjoy your reading, enjoy the rest of your nights, and I will chat with you all in the Discord. Bye, everyone.